Hello guys, welcome to Pump and Educates.
Shiba Inu is in the midst of some big changes. They are in the midst of moving away from memes and into the heart of Web3, the heart of decentralization. They are trying to be taken as a legitimate ecosystem. It's why it feels the way it does right now. Amid some other issues and mild causes of concern, a lot of it has to do with communication, doing what you're saying you're going to do. Do I think it's all over, though, for SHIB? Absolutely not. There's still a ton of time here to rewrite some of the wrongs. Also, there are still a lot of good things to say and write home about. In this video, I want to give you guys some of that whole perspective of where I think a lot of people are right now when it comes to SHIB. So if you guys want to hear more about that, stick around to the end of the video. We're going to get into this from a couple of different standpoints. We're going to take a look at the price. We're going to take a look at what some of the recent news was, break that down, make sense of it, and talk about where we want to see SHIB go in 2024, as well as just where we are currently and where we need to get to. So subscribe to this channel, and smash that like button for us, first and foremost, because I think every SHIB owner needs to see this. Everybody who is part of the SHIB army, this is going to be a very important video because I'm trying to stay even keel here. I don't want to get too high. I don't want to get too low. I think the best place to be as an investor all the time is somewhere in the middle. We've got stories out there like this. This is being crypto, really good resource out there. Shiba Inu developer says it's time to move beyond memes. This came out yesterday. Shitoshi says the community must shed its emphasis on folklore and memes to build meaningful utility. The coin's community partnered with D3 Global to conceptualize a Web3 token that could evolve into a decentralized SHIB domain. If you guys don't know what that means, well, it has to do with that. SHIB at the end of your address. Similar to how you have an ETH address, that's the Ethereum name service. You're going to have SNS, SHIB name service. Now, the SHIB community's drive for increased adoption was assisted by a recent partnership with the Maniparkil Foundation in November. We talked about that here on the channel. That was a big deal. Furthermore, Shitoshi believes it's time to shed lore and memes in favor of real-world utility. A new partnership with D3 Global will enable the SHIB community to create top-level domains ending in SHIB, forming the basis for a new decentralized identity. This is super important. However, let me just say this. If we want to be taken seriously and we want to move away from the meme coin era of SHIB, which I think is great, I think every great meme coin needs to do this at some point in order to stay relevant. But if we want to do this as a community, move away from this, we've got to do some things differently. We've got to explain why we're doing things the way we are. We don't have to give it all away. That's not good practice and business. All I'm saying is transparency is key when it comes to legitimate blockchains, legitimate projects that don't want to be looked at as a meme coin anymore. Kusama believes that memes and lore must take a back seat now to develop a standard that can easily support the technology all of us are building for the betterment of the world. They said this is the only way to improve adoption and give the token burns, more significance. That's why I think it's very difficult right now to grasp everything and what's happening. The new partnership with D3 Global will allow the creation of SHIB name tokens into the SHIB name service. These tokens could accrue features that enhance the holder's Web3 experience, which I think is phenomenal. I think this is a great thing. But again, we've got to ensure that we are doing the simple things. We've got to ensure that our community as a whole has full support and trust in what's going on. Shiba Inu right now is super well positioned still at a $6 billion market cap to have a lot of success. We're ranked number 16 right now. We're still right there in the midst of all of this. This transition that we're going through is not going to be easy. We want to be taken seriously, and we know what they are trying to do. They are trying to build out an entire ecosystem, an entire decentralized ecosystem. Moreover, a decentralized economy. That is not an easy thing to do. That is a tall task and very difficult. Now stay with me here because we're going to get into the price action a little bit and talk about why we've been underperforming compared to some other altcoins and things like that. And where I think we're going. We're going to get into all that. But I want to come back to this bigger picture of where SHIB is in the grand scheme of things. In some ways, we're going through a mild identity crisis in a lot of ways because you've got people on one side, hey, let's just keep it fun, Let's have some fun with our meme coin, and let's do it that way. But then you've got other people saying, hey, if we want to have this thing last for the long haul and really perform well in this next bull cycle and beyond, we've got to make the transition from meme to utility. I think that's where we're stuck right now. I personally think we need to make that jump. We need to make that jump, and we're doing it. It's just going to be clunky. It's not going to be easy, and there are going to be a lot of people who disagree with things as you do them. But at least get the things right that are simple to get right. If you put dates out in a public forum, stick to those dates. And if you don't, for whatever reason you have to pivot, explain yourself. Send a tweet out. It's not hard. We've got to do that to keep people together. Because without this community, SHIB is nothing. Earlier this month, just about 4 or 5 days ago. But where are we going? How can we break out of this pattern right now? Well, we're starting to consolidate a little bit. I think right now we need to continue to see positive catalysts about the future of SHIB going from meme to utility. We need to get, I think, more insight into what's happening on the gaming and metaverse front. Those were two frontiers that SHIB has really focused on in recent years, and I think that is an unbelievable opportunity and obviously fits into the grand scheme of things, which is to build a decentralized economy. We need to continue to see positive reinforcement there. More updates would be welcomed. I think that would be great when we have them when they are worthy, and just more overall transparency. When it comes to burns, because that's a big deal, we need by January to have a burning mechanism that works by itself. It has to be automated and it has to come out in January, like they said. You need to start delivering on key important dates. And if we take a look at shibariumscan.io, transactions have continued to stay strong, which is great. If we take a look at Shibburn and we take a look at what's sitting there, we need to know when the rest of this is going to be burned. We need some insight here because the 25,000 goal was reached. Now, they said that the price impact would have been too big. That's why they didn't burn it in big chunks. I think on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, I'm inferring here we never got total clarity on that. But I thought after the $89,000 burn a few days ago that would continue to see burns and burns and burns in these small chunks. Remember, knowledge is power in the world of crypto, and we're here to empower you every step of the way. Get ready to unlock the door to a digital revolution.